This album was for people who like the crunchier guitar rock music of the early 1970s, that post-psychedelic heaviness. This is originating from Switzerland. Krokodil are a group which saw what was going on in the United States and the United Kingdom and sought to just amplify that, both literally and as a matter of speaking. Krokodil is an outstanding pastiche of all the sorts of bands you imagine from the very late 60s and early 1970s, and without having to fall back on being too similar to an iconic act like Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath or The Who, Cream, whomever you want to name, and having this trait or that trait, oh, this vocalist, oh, that iconic song. It's just a bit of a soup of everything, and you can enjoy it as just the background soundtrack to the moods that you want to evoke from a late 60s or early 70s setting, whatever that might be, up to you. To read out the bio of Krokodil from the Prog Archives. Krokodil, they were founded in 69 and disbanded in 73 apparently. Krokodil were a Swiss band that emerged in the late 60s as a blues rock band that put progressive touches into their music. They were of German-Swiss extraction, with bassist and guitarist Terry Stevens being the only foreigner in the band, coming from England. They were regarded as the Swiss version of the Groundhogs due to their first album. However, from their second album, Swamp, they started to introduce a psychedelic sound to their music, a sound which is very much dominant on Invisible World Revealed. In that album, they make use of mellotron, organ, harmonica, and flute, all backed up by an acoustic guitar which give the album an exotic and stoned feel to it. The Eastern and Indian influences in this album are present through the sitar and tabla in the 15-minute suite Odyssey and Om. The blues here gives way to the psychedelics, ethnic sounds, and vocal harmonies, but it is still there. Getting Up for the Morning continues in the same style and new label, Bacillus, but they became more succinct in their approach to composition, and it was more of a song-oriented album than its predecessor. A band not to be missed by anyone who likes blues, psychedelic, and ethnic in his music, and does not mind them being mingled together. Even though they are tough to find, their third album is very much worth the bother. That's this one, Invisible World Revealed, an extraordinary piece. I'll read aloud a review on Prog Archives from one Jeff Carney. A flat-out masterpiece of original experiments and sonic juxtapositions. If you never thought a harmonica could solo on top of a mellotron and sound as cosmic as the best guitar solos from early 70s Germany, prepare to be surprised. And for the record, this is Swiss. If that weren't enough, imagine yet another experiment where Indian music that sounds as authentic as you'll hear in the pop music world suddenly bursts into a hard rock groove that will have you feeling like you've entered some dance contest on Saturn, and you've encountered yet another element of this album that brings it to an originality that is almost peerless. This sounds like nothing else anybody has ever accomplished, and despite another great effort after this, even Krokodil themselves would never quite touch it again. The original vinyl goes for megabucks, and I've never heard it. Second Battle has released this with some absolutely sensational bonus tracks that really featured the band improvising beautifully within the jam mode, but be advised that the Second Battle CD is heavily compressed like most of the other releases they did from the late 90s, so tracking down the Germanophon Pirate CD is not a bad idea if you want to hear this album with its dynamics more intact. Now I'd like to read out this Rachel music review, a couple of them actually, free. First, Gazoo117, from October 2013, the best psychedelic kept secret from continental Europe, sort of meeting between Eastern Trips and Zeppelin, lavishly packaged too. Rod45 from June 2013, Krokodil's An Invisible World Revealed is a superior bluesy proggy hard rock long player from an outstanding band. This is their best studio album in my opinion, crunching killer lead guitar work from Walty Anselmo and booming bass by Terry Stevens with some proggy psyche sitar. If you're looking for krautrock, look somewhere else. This is testosterone-laden hard rock, and great hard rock at that, for the best year for music ever, 1971. Well, Nursery Crime by Genesis came out that year. That's not when, Fragile, Sevenfold, lots of fun stuff. Alice Coltrane's Journey, such a Ananda. The album cover is spectacular. R.I.P. Mojo Waidili. I agree. And then from Hell Guru on March 2016, as uniquely compelling, oh, by the way, I compliment your El Topo thumbnail, the image there, as uniquely compelling as its awesome cover, which looks like the crocodile from Peter Pan if Never Never Land was in hell and the Disney animators are on acid. Stop trying to be funny, Hell Guru. Strummed acoustic guitars slavered in layers of mellotron and echoing distorted harmonica, long bluesy, sitar-laced jams, though not as good, reminds me a bit of fellow Swiss krautrock. Yeah, I'm not sure I understand the tag in these cases either. Group Brain Ticket's Psychonaut album. Brain Ticket's Cottonwood Hill is the best. Psychonaut is good too, though, to be fair, which can only be a good thing. That's one of my favourite albums ever. Fair enough. From sampling Krokodil's other albums, they never really made another album like this. Their usual style was more typical blues rock, which is a damn shame, but at least we have this. We do have this, and it's extraordinary. If you think it's the kind of album you'll listen to and enjoy, probabilities in your favour that this would be a fantastic time for you. Thanks again, my good and dear friends. Have the best possible day, night you have ever imagined.